So you last played here in 2015, but I saw you last year backstage. You arrived on your push bike. You must love the place.
Yeah, that's right. I did a question and answer thing last year, I think, and my son's band played here.
So that's why you came.
Yeah, that's why I came. Yeah, Naked Six. But yeah, I love this festival. It's great.
So you played the first ever Monsters of Rock, which was kind of basically the start of all rock festivals in a way, back in the day. And that actually Rainbow headlined with Graham Bonnet, who played earlier. What do you think? And that in a way, completely changed your career. What do you think the importance of a festival is for a band?
Well, it's important because you get to play in front of a lot of different fans. They're not all your fans. They're like different, but especially if you're first starting. It's good to, it's good to steal other people's fans. That's what it's all about, and it's still the same today. We went on and just went for it. I mean, we were quite big when we went on. Though we sold 100,000 records when we went on stage. We were the underdogs. I don't think any of the other bands had ever heard of us. Maybe Judas Priest had, but yeah, it was great. It was great. It was one of the first shows of the 80s, the big festivals of the 80s, really.
It was indeed, and it's still going today in a different form. But so, any survival tips for someone coming to a festival?
Survival tips? Yeah. Stay dry, stay warm, and drink lots.
Yeah, fair enough. And if there's anyone on the lineup over the whole weekend, if you can think about some of the bands that are playing, is there anyone that you would like to actually be in their band as well, if you could?
Be in their band?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be the guitarist in ZZ Top. That'd be great.
You wear a hat.
It's sound bloody awful, but I reckon I could do it.
That would be quite fun.
Put
I'd like to
on,
see that.
False beard. I know a few Billy Gibbons licks anyway.
Well, there you go. You're kind of in the band already then.
Come on.
Bring it on. Yeah. So what are you going to bring to your headlining slot tonight?
We're doing the track listing off our first live album, 1981, I think. Eagle Has Landed. So I'm surprised there's not all our big songs are on that album. It's really weird. So we're going to be playing the hits off that album, but we're not going to be playing some of the other big songs, which is a bit strange for us. But it's going to be good.
Yes.
This is the first time we've headlined a festival in England since Reading in 1986.
Woo! How does that feel? How does that feel?
That feels really good.
Yeah. So have you decided to do something special then, because you know you're headlining? Is that why you decided to play tracks off that album?
Well, the boss asked us to do something special.
Okay.
So we decided to do that. We don't really, we don't do this, all of Wheels of Steel or all of Strong Arm of the Law or all of Denim and Leather. But I think doing the live album listing's pretty cool. I don't think that's been done before.
No, I like the sound of it. So, if you think back to when you first started, you were part of probably one of the most important periods in British heavy metal. Did you feel like at the time that you were onto something special?
No. No, I don't think that you feel that. We knew something was happening, but we didn't know what was happening. We knew something was happening, but we didn't know what was happening. And, it wasn't until some of the big magazines, newspapers like Sounds and people like that, Enemy and Melody Maker, started writing about Saxon and Maiden and some of the other bands that were around, that we really started to understand that something was happening, really,
And they even you got your own name as well, didn't you?
Got our own name, yeah. New Wave of British Heavy Metal, or Nibwom, what do they call it? Yeah.
Wobbum.
Yeah.
It's a funny name,
ridiculous
isn't it?
thing I've ever heard in my life, but there you go.
Yeah. I know. And part of your catalogue is quite melodic as well. So do you feel like you had a connection with that whole AOR scene that was happening in the 80s?
Not really, no. I mean, I'm the melodic one. The other guys are the sort of, guitar boys and riff things. I like it. The thing is, it's a fine balance, because if you got too melodic, you sort of you sort of wimp out a bit, and if you got too heavy, you're into sort of other bands' territory like Metallica and things. So you have to stay sort of somewhere in between, because we were You know, because we were started in the 80s, and the songs are heavy, but they're quite melodic. The early albums were a mixture of heavy metal and sort of, rock. So we try and stay the same now as we were in the 80s. Because I think we veered away a little bit in the late 80s and turned a little bit more melodic. But I blame the guitarists for not writing the riffs. Yeah, there you go.
There you go, exactly.
You're going to get me later.
So you mentioned Metallica. How does it feel when bands like that cite you as an influence on them?
I think it's good. I think it's great when bands like Metallica and Pantera and all those other bands, Megadeth, they all say that Saxon influenced them. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to. It was us and all the other bands from the 80s that influenced them. We meet bands all the time, especially in America, that grew up in the 80s, and they're highly influenced by that whole movement there,
Exactly. And what are you currently listening to at the moment?
My son's band, really. Nothing much. Yeah, nothing much. I'm going to listen to one of these albums later.
Yeah. So what? So Thin Lizzy.
Yeah,
Are you
I like
a
a bit of Thin
Are you a
Lizzy.
big fan of Thin
I
Lizzy?
like Thin Lizzy. I knew Thin Lizzy quite well.
I can imagine you sort of hung out with those guys.
I did. I used to hang out at Stringfellas with Phil Lynott.
Oh dearie
you go,
me!
you see.
Enough said.
Enough said.
What did you do at Stringfellows? Why did you want to meet there? I wonder.
Well, back in the day, it wasn't a pole dancing club. It was like a dinner. You used to go for dinner after the shows there.
Yeah.
And then there was a disco downstairs. That's how it was there.
Oh, just
So
a
it was
disco.
pretty good. We used to go and pick up birds, as they said back then.
Incredible stuff. So when we take it back, like to what 40 years ago? Is it about 40 years ago when you first started?
Not when I was at Stringfellas.
No, not when you were at Stringfellows.
No,
Definitely not.
79 Saxon
Yeah.
started. I started obviously before that,
Yeah.
but 79 is the Saxon date, and yeah.
So when you toured with Motorhead, what was that like?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we became friends and stayed friends for forever really.
First impression of Lemmy?
Stunning sense of humour, Lemmy. Me and Lemmy got on really well because we had the same sort of wit.
Yes.
Very dry and slicing.
You're not dry, are you?
Yeah, can be.
Never. I
Not
like
since
it.
Lemmy died, no. Yeah.
I bet you miss him.
I do miss him. Yeah, I do miss Lemmy. We used to chat a bit on texting and things. Yeah, I do miss him. Yeah.
What's your secret obsession?
A secret of what?
Obsession.
I don't think I've really got one. I do tend to collect guitars when I'm in America.
Only when you're in America.
Yeah,
Why?
because they're cheaper there. And there's more of them.
Is there?
But yeah, I quite like some of the rare, not like really rare that sort of like Billy Gibbons plays, but sort of like odd makes, that you find
Okay.
in junk shops and things.
So you're not
I found
interested.
two when I was there last time. Great.
What did you find?
Oh, you wouldn't know.
I might do.
All right, Silvertone.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. For like $80.
That's good.
That's not bad.
So what interests you in a guitar? Is it obviously the way it sounds?
The guitar.
Yeah, like as in if you're guitar hunting.
Yeah, well, I like to hear the way they sound. Yeah, but I also like them because they're sort of, built in an era, that's not around anymore. I mean, pretty soon there's going to be no rosewood fingerboards or maple necks because it's all going to be, put on the rare list. So people should buy these weird guitars while they can.
Well, listen, I'm going to let you go. Get ready for the show tonight. Thank you for chatting to us.
I'm ready. This is me.
You're just going to rock on up.
Yeah,
Well, you
I'm
look
walking
good.
on like this.
I like it. It's a good look, so why not?
Mm.
Excellent. Thank
Yeah,
you.
All have a great time. Drink lots of beer. Fantastic.